We've been talking at our conference about the Fed tapering and about normalization of interest rates. India had a pretty rough time with this for a period in 2013. Can you describe that experience? What are the policies that India has adopted and how you see them working now?
India went through a period of very heavy volatility in 2012, 2013. In 2013, it got accentuated after Ben Bernanke made a statement and made it known to the rest of the world that the US is going to taper its QE. Now, I would say as soon as the tapering announcement is made, the rupee actually tumbled down. In fact, in the 2-year period from August 2011 to August 2013, rupee had an unprecedented crash, almost 35%. So that had its own macroeconomic impact as far as the country is concerned. Number one, inflation battle had to continue with a greater more intensity. Monetary policy defense had to be mounted. The current account deficit, which was really spiraling, that had to be arrested. And thankfully, the government and the Reserve Bank of India have been working on the same track and trying to address all these issues in a manner that the country would be put on the reform track in a reasonable period of time.
And what were the three, I think you've mentioned three key policies that were put into place in August, July, August of last year?
Yeah, the one we thought about the current account deficit. We had 88 billion current account deficit in the year 2012-13. That was again unprecedented. That constituted 4.8% of the GDP. For a country to finance this kind of a current account deficit, we need to attract a huge amount of foreign inflows, and that was becoming a little difficult. Second was the budget deficit. It really started ballooning, and it touched almost about close to 6%. The present finance minister and the political setup has become very conscious of the fiscal deficit being put in place, and very recently the finance minister had announced a budget for the country, and he has indicated that the fiscal deficit, the budget deficit, would be now shrinking to 4.1% by next year, and it would shrink further the next year and the next year. The third is the inflation. The central bank has been rolling out monetary policy where the interest rates have been either kept steady at a very high level or they have been taken up basically to address it. We know that we are compromising on growth at the time when we are raising the interest rates. But unless the inflation is kept at a base minimum, the growth will not have its any meaning at all. Apart from this, there are some ancillary measures that the Reserve Bank of India has been taking. One, to attract non-resident Indians who are staying abroad, to attract the deposits. So this particular scheme, which was rolled out in August of 2013, has garnered almost about $34 billion.
Very successful then in stabilizing the rupiah, because I think we've seen volatility really diminished since that period of time.
Certainly the rupee's volatility has come down. Rupee, after touching a low of 68.85, has now come to almost about 61 to 62 range. Particularly if you take the period from September 2013 up till now, rupee has become one of the best performing currencies. But then I don't think we can be complacent here. I think we need to really take very important lessons. We need to go forward with reforms. We need to address the macroeconomic imbalances. Till then, we cannot rest.